Hello and welcome, everybody, to the 2025 announcements of the award winners and league leaders. Let's take a look now at our league leaders first for the National League. Joe Random wins home runs, doubles, triples, stolen bases, RBIs, batting average, hits, runs scored, slugging percentage, and OPS. Not to mention he didn't strike out at all during the season. Let's take a look at who was all in the running for that. Rusty Stover did really well for himself, though, batting .388 with the Los Angeles Dodgers, but he comes up short of this amazing player. Take a look at the winner for the American League, Nate Creech with a .366 batting average. Hits, .468 for Random. The next guy, Chris Owings for the Washington Nationals with .208, tied for second with Aiden McMahon. For the American League, Tom Duncan wins with .208, followed up by Casey Sanford with .203. At bats in a season, Joe Random wins that one, .728. Not a big one, though, as all you do is step up to the plate, really. Doubles, Joe Random wins that one with .110. For the American League, Bobby Jones III, .58. Triples, Joe Random wins with .28. For the American League, Roger Reyes with .14. Home runs in a season, Raul Avila came in second, .51. Joe Random, the winner of this award, 176. Bobby Jones III wins for the American League with 49. RBIs in a season, .417 for Random, the runner-up. Pedro Cedeno had 149, followed up by Felix Mateo of the Pittsburgh Pirates with 139. For the American League, Bobby Jones III wins as well with 149. Now, an interesting fact for all of you is we just went through the league leaders for batting average, home runs, and RBIs. This is the first time I think that this has ever happened in baseball. But Joe Random and Bobby Jones III each won a Triple Crown this season in the same year for different leagues. That is just absolutely incredible. The way baseball has just formed now with all these great players. Bobby Jones III for the American League and Joe Random for the National League. Really, really something there. So, again, Bobby Jones III wins for the American League and Joe Random wins for the National League. Runs scored, Joe Random wins with 258. Oliver Cairo of the Pittsburgh Pirates with 177. And Mike Anders of the Pittsburgh Pirates with 141. So 3 Pittsburgh Pirates in the top 3 for runs scored in a season. Bobby Jones III wins that category with 151 in the American League, followed by Jack Noble of the Detroit Tigers at 127 and Steven Quintero of the Chicago White Sox at 122. Stolen bases in a single season, Joe Random gets the credit of stealing 68 bases, being in the lead there. Then Julian Huerta at 64, just 4 off, and Billy Perkins, 61 stolen bases. For the American League, Mike McClellan, 58 stolen bases, followed by Steve Santana with 56, and David Powell of 45. Base on balls or walks, Jim Lopez wins this award with 116. Mike Anders short by 1 with 115. Then Aiden McMahon with 99 didn't quite get 100. For the American League, Bobby Jones III was walked more than any person with 114. Steven Quintero and Solomon Atwood trailed him. Quintero had 108 and Atwood 105. Joe Random, slugging percentage, over 1,000 for the year, 1,596 to be exact. Pedro Cedeno and Mike Anders each trailed him by a long way. Cedeno with 635, Ganders, his teammate, 634. For the American League, Bobby Jones III wins that credit with 729 slugging percentage. Alberto Chavez of the Red Sox had a 626, and then Mike Trout finished in third with the Angels at a 598. OPS for the National League, Joe Random also came out on top in this one, 2,239 OPS. Mike Anders, his teammate, comes in second with a 1.061, and then Pedro Cedeno came in third with the Brewers getting a 1.031. Wins by a pitcher, Rafael Rivera gets 21. Former Pittsburgh Pirate, Joe Amadio gets 20 wins with the Nationals, and then Brian Tan of the Phillies got 17. For the American League, Brandon Shealy got 20. Jeff Azulun gets 19, and Kevin Gausman also gets 19, with Phil Tucker and Rene Castilla each 19. They tie for second, and then sixth place goes to Nicholas Callis and Tim Johnson with 18. Losses, fewest amount. Andy Nathan, 3, ties with Erasmo Ramirez and Bruce Hooper, all getting 3, and then Joe Amadio, Josh Gunya, Rafael Rivera tie for second with 4. And then Juan Ozuna, Michael Wacha, and Jesus Bautista tie with 6. Saves in a season, Ben Lopes with the Cleveland Indians of the American League gets 47. Tim Schneider, 44. And then Emil Guzman and Joey Arnold each get 42, tying for third place. For the National League, 48 for Alfonso Bruno of the Diamondbacks. Alfonso Castilla also ties him with the Rockies at 48. Jermaine Lockhart of the St. Louis Cardinals and Samuel Hernandez of the Phillies each tie with 47. And then Alberto Chavez of the Pittsburgh Pirates gets the fifth place honor with 41. ERA, the lowest ERA, Erasmo Ramirez wins that award with 2.21 ERA. Joe Amadio of the Washington Nationals gets a 2.34 ERA, coming in second. And then Jeffrey Boone of the Colorado Rockies comes in third with a 2.49 ERA. For the American League, Jeff Azulin gets the lead there with 2.39. Then Nicholas Callis comes in second with 2.47. And Juan Carrasco, I botched that name, Juan Carrasco with 2.78. He comes in third, representing the Twins. Home runs allowed, the fewest again. Juan Ozuna ties with Ivan Francisco of the Mets with 12. Andy Glenn then comes in third with 13, and then Ethan Rudolph of the Padres comes in fourth with 14. In the American League, Jeff Azulun gets 12. Phil Tucker, Miguel Delgado, Michael Pineda, and Danny Kimbrough each tie with 16, and then sixth place is a three-way tie between Mark O'Neill, Orlando Lugo, and Juan Carrasco, each getting 17. Shutouts. Erasmo Ramirez gets first place honor with 5. Joe Amadio, Matt Chavis, Drew Hutchin, and Bo Lafeve each tie with 4. And then Andy Nathan, Ramon Pena, and Will Lambert each tie with 3. For the American League, Nicholas Callis gets the honor representing the Yankees. He had 7 shutouts on the year. Jeff Azulun gets 5, coming in second. And a three-way tie for third place goes to Rene Castilla, Henry Rode, and Roger Mettler. Strikeouts by one pitcher, Will Hines, 270. Diego Lorenz, 248. And Josh Gunya, 243. That's all your National League pitchers who led in strikeouts. Now to the American League. Jeff Azulun of the Boston Red Sox got 277. Coming in first, Martin Beatty of the Minnesota Twins comes in second with 236. And Tim Johnson, 234, representing the Angels. He comes in third. Complete games thrown. Erasmo Ramirez gets 10 as he leads the National League in that category for pitchers. Eddie Ruff ties Joe Amadio for second place with 7 complete games. And then Drew Hutchinson, 6 complete games. He gets 4th. For the American League, Nicholas Callis leads with 12. Jeff Azulun gets 10. And then Rene Castilla gets 8 complete games. Innings pitched. Joe Amadio, 238 and 2/3. Josh Gunya comes in second, 237 and 1/3. And then Erasmo Ramirez, 236 and 1/3. For the American League, Nicholas Callis leads that category with 244 even. Jeff Azulun, 241 even. And then Phil Tucker, 234 and 1/3. Walks allowed, again, fewest. Ramon Pena, 35. Joe Amadio, 38. And then Erasmo Ramirez, 38, ties Amadio. And then Eddie Valdez and Jeffrey Boone and Eddie Ruff tie with 40. Walks allowed. So Roberto Alonso in the American League representing the A's gets 33. That's the fewest. Then Billy Best. Not quite the best here, but he comes in second with 36. And then Danny Kimbrough comes in third with 38 walks allowed on the season. Whip. A very low one for Joe Amadio. He leads the National League for pitchers in that category with a 0.93. Erasmo Ramirez comes in second, representing the New York Mets with a 0.97. And then Josh Gunya of the Washington Nationals gets a .98, coming in third. For the American League, Nicholas Callis leads that category with a .96 whip. And then Juan Carrasco of the Twins, and then Roberto Alonso of the A's, each in the low ones. Pitching war. Josh Gunya gets a 6.91 leading there, and then his teammate Joe Amadio comes in second with a 6.61, and then Will Hins of the Los Angeles Dodgers gets a 5.84, coming in third. For the American League, Jeff Ozaloon with a 9.01. Then Nicholas Callis comes in second with a 6.46. And then Tim Johnson of the Angels with a 6.14. Batting war. Joe Random leads 36.26. The next guy, Mike Anders, his teammate with the Pittsburgh Pirates, had a 12.28. And then Rusty Stover of the Dodgers had a 9.84 in the National League. Now to the American League. Bobby Jones III, 15.41. Then Mike Trout comes in second with a 10 even. And then Alberto Chavez of the Red Sox, 8.99. Moving on now to the awards of the 2025 season. You see there Joe Random has won the Silver Slugger, National League MVP, and the Hank Aaron Award. We'll take a look at all those now. You just saw there Joe Random wins another MVP award with the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cy Young Award winner goes to Joe Amadio of the Washington Nationals. He had a 20-4 record with a 2.34 ERA and 223 strikeouts, as shown there on your screen. Joe Random gets the batting title as he had the most, or the highest batting average out of everybody, as you saw earlier. 643 average gets him the win. Reliever of the Year award, Alfonso Bruno gets the Reliever of the Year award for the the National League, with the Arizona Diamondbacks. 48 saves on the year. Job for him. In the American League, Ben Lopes, 47 saves. He earns that category for the American League. Let us go back super fast, as we need to see who is the American League MVP. It goes to Bobby Jones III. He wins another MVP award for the American League, hitting .340 with 49 homers and 149 RBIs, which also gave him the Triple Crown Award. Why wouldn't you give him the MVP? The Cy Young Award winner for the American League goes to Jeff Ozaloon, 19-6 record with a 2.39 ERA, 2.77 in the strikeout column. He had a lot of league leader awards, and give him the Cy Young. And the batting title for the American League is Nate Creech, 366. This year, he won the batting title for the American League. Take a look now at the Rookie of the Year award that goes to Jonathan Cedeno of the Chicago Cubs, who batted .290 with 15 home runs and 72 RBIs. He'll get the Rookie of the Year for the National League. Miguel Rocha gets the Rookie of the Year award for the American League. He represents the Orioles. .281 average with 23 homers and 97 RBIs. Quite a stellar year for him. Well deserved. The Hank Aaron Award for the National League goes to Joe Random. We don't even have to explain why. Hank Aaron Award for Bobby Jones III in the American League. Don't have to explain why. Moving on to Gold Glove Award winners. For pitchers in the National League, it's Freddie Dunlap, who had an 1,000 fielding percentage on the mound. National League goes to Jason Hallman, also with 1,000 fielding percentage. Catcher goes to Alberto Perez. Had a pretty good year behind the plate. 993 fielding percentage. Omar Anderskow, 998 fielding percentage behind the plate. He wins the award for the American League. Emmitt Smith, 996 fielding percentage at first base. Jeffrey Fenn, 993 on the American League side. Second baseman Robbie Armas wins it this year with a 9.74 ERA with 95 putouts, 237 assists. He represents the Braves. And Nick Franklin of the Detroit Tigers, 988 with a 220 putouts and 378 assists. Moving on to third baseman. Sam Goddard wins it with the Cardinals with a 983 fielding percentage. And Nick Castellanos with a 989. Mike Anders, representing the Pittsburgh Pirates, wins his second in a row. 993 fielding percentage. And a great double play combination with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Xander Bogaerts of the Toronto Blue Jays gets the honor with the American League. 993 fielding percentage for him at shortstop with the Blue Jays. Danny Nakamura, left fielder for the Cubs, wins this award. 983 out there in the corner of the outfield. Alberto Chavez, the big slugger for the Red Sox, wins his second honor in a row. 994 for him. Center fielder Rusty Stover, not only a great batter, but a great fielder as well. 1,000 fielding percentage out there in center field. Mike Trout gets the honor for the American League with an 1,000 fielding percentage as well out there in center. 15 assists. Jason Hayward of the Pittsburgh Pirates gets his second honor in a row. 994 fielding percentage for him out in right field. Mariano Cairo, 1,000 fielding percentage out in right field with the Houston Astros. He'll get the honor for the American League. Silver Slugger for pitchers, Josh Gunya for the National League. A 382 batting average with 12 home runs and 25 RBIs. That is decent. That is actually spectacular for a pitcher. 12 home runs. Congratulations to him. The best hitter for designated hitters, Sergio Quezada gets the player, wins this award at designated hitter with a 291 ERA, 291 batting average and 42 big flies on the year. Diego Reyna gets the Silver Slugger for catchers with that 336 batting average and 27 home runs behind the backstop. Bobby Jones III, no explanation there. He gets the Silver Slugger for catchers. Pedro Cedeno, 304 average, 50 home runs. He gets the Silver Slugger for National League first baseman. Ryan Siffel, 301 average, 33 home runs, 101 RBIs. He gets the honor for the American League in that category. Joe Random, no explanation why he gets Silver Slugger for second baseman. As you see his stats right there. Roger Chavez, on the American League side with a 288 average, 32 homers, and 98 RBIs, he wins the Silver Slugger for American League. Sam Goddard, 289 average, 31 home runs. He gets the honor for third baseman in the Silver Slugger category. Tom Duncan takes home the American League Silver Slugger award at third base with 331 average, 30 home runs, and 113 RBIs. Mike Anders wins another Silver Slugger at the shortstop position with 314 average and 42 home runs. Steve Santana takes home the American League honor with 295 average and 24 home runs. Louis Diaz, 316 average, 37 homers, 132 RBIs. He wins an outfield Silver Slugger award. Roger Reyes of the American League gets an outfield Silver Slugger award, 283 average with 38 big flies on the year for him. Alan Keyes of the St. Louis Cardinals takes home an outfield Silver Slugger as well, 290 batting average, 34 big flies, 112 RBIs. Alberto Chavez, the big slugger for the Red Sox, takes home this honor for the outfield, 307 average with 42 home runs on the year. Robbie Winslow, 278 average with 26 homers, 113 RBIs. Good job for him. He gets the Silver Slugger for outfield. And Blake Broski, 295 average, 30 home runs, 119 RBIs. Chalk him up for Silver Slugger in the outfield for American League. The awards are now over. You've seen them all. Now we're going to take a look real fast at the standings. Starting with the American League East, the Red Sox have clinched the division. And they are the second best team, surprisingly, in the American League with 107 wins and 55 losses. The Yankees get a wild card spot with a 91-71 record. The White Sox, the best team in the American League, so they will have home field advantage all throughout their side of the tournament with 110 wins, 52 losses. They are the best team in baseball. The Indians have clinched a wild card spot with an 88-74 record. Congratulations to them. The Angels win the American League West with a 98-64 record. No team in that division gets a wild card spot. We've already introduced that the Yankees and Indians will be making a wild card appearance as they will play the elimination game. The Tigers were one game away from that honor. Now the National League. The Nationals, 97-65, they win the National League East. Phillies very close to a wild card spot but could not clinch. They are out of the playoffs. The National League Central really representing as the Pirates, second best team in baseball with 109 wins, 53 losses, and they win the National League Central handily. The Brewers and Cardinals will face off in a wild card game. The Rockies win the National League West. No team from this division has made the playoffs other than them. As previously stated, the Brewers and the Cardinals are going to be facing off in the wild card game. The Dodgers one game away, the Phillies 3.5 away. Both teams very close to making a playoff appearance. I'm Jipler saying thanks for watching the 2025 award winners. We'll see you now for the 2025 postseason coming your way soon.